It's the all new 93.7 The Beat, H-Town's real hip-hop home of the Breakfast Club. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It's your girl, DJ Supastar. Good Sunday morning, and welcome to Face the Beat. Now, I know y'all about to head to Papa Do's brunch, because I know I am when I leave. But before we go, I have to catch up with somebody that I have in the studio, y'all. I'm talking about royalty. 3-time WNBA MVP, Olympic gold medalist, women's basketball Hall of Famer, and the very first player to be signed by the WNBA. If I had my DJ air horn right now, I would play it. That was kind of cornball. I'm going to delete that out. Note to self. Anyway, y'all, let's give it up for the one and only Miss Cheryl Swoopes is in the building.
Woohoo!
Yes! Crowd roars. I am so excited that you are up early this morning with me this Sunday.
I don't know. Besides church,
Right.
I don't know a better place to be on this Sunday morning. So I want to say thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here, and just like you said, happy Father's Day to all of the incredible, wonderful, marvelous men and fathers out there.
That's right. Man, I am so happy you are here. You know, we ran into each other, what was that, like 2 months ago at the church?
It would have been two
months
and
ago.
a half.
And y'all, I was in shock. But I was like, oh, that's Cheryl Swoopes.
Wait, were you in shock because it was Cheryl Swoopes, or you were in shock because you saw me at church?
I was in shock because it was Cheryl Swoopes. Yeah, because I was
Okay.
like, because I was just talking like, and then I kind of looked up like whoa. But it was so personable. Like, I feel like we've been friends forever.
Me too.
Like for real, for real.
So you want to hear a funny story?
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of, when I walked in, and I didn't really know who you were at the time.
Mhm.
So I walked in and just kind of stood to the side
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, okay, this chick is pretty good. It was, I mean, you were doing your thing, right? And it was for the women's conference.
Right.
So you were out there doing your thing, getting people ready to go, getting their praise on, and I just had a lot of appreciation for what you were doing, how good you were, and you know, I'm all about girl power and strong women, and you absolutely represent that.
Man, I appreciate that. Yes, that was Cheryl Swoopes. That's it. That FYI. Now listen, okay, I've always wanted to know. You're originally from Brownfield,
Yes.
Texas.
Field.
Field,
F-I-E-L-D.
yes, not Brownsville. Do
No.
people always say that?
Yes, and they're two totally different places.
Different places. So how far is Brownfield from
Houston?
Yeah.
Not very close. It's driving wise, it's about a 9-hour drive.
Oh, word?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's West Texas.
Oh, West
you know,
Texas.
Amarillo,
Okay, by
the
Amarillo.
Panhandle, yeah. But it is in the
Wow.
middle of nowhere.
So you recently, though, your old high school recently
Mm-hmm.
retired your number, right? That's what I heard. And that was like your third time getting your number retired,
So the
right?
funny thing is, and it was a great celebration.
Yes.
Like I was super excited to go back. I had not been back to my hometown or my high school in about 20 years.
How was that?
So it was, you know, the high school looked the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drove around the town a little bit, went by a couple of places where I grew up. So it brought back a lot of memories, great memories, some emotional,
Yeah.
because I went by a house where I grew up in, and, you know, God rest her soul, my mom's no longer here with us. So that brought back a lot of great memories, some sad ones.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that when they reached out and said, we want to do this celebration of you and retire your jersey, of course I was going to go back for that, right? But my first thought was, honestly, I hadn't even thought about my high school had not retired my jersey.
Wow.
And people said, but you're in the Women's Hall of Fame, you're in the Naismith Hall of Fame, your jersey's been retired in college. Why did it take your high school so long? And, you know, I don't know why, but nevertheless, it was a special moment, and it was good to go back and see a lot of familiar faces.
Wow. So in high school, did you, as a child growing up playing basketball, did you imagine that your career would be like it is? Or did you know, or did you even, did you want to play basketball?
Of course I did.
So you knew.
I had no idea that basketball would afford me so many opportunities. And
especially back then.
No, it just
because it wasn't like the WNBA wasn't formed, but
it was not in existence.
yeah.
So back then, if your dreams were to go play professional basketball, the only option was to go play overseas. And me coming from a very small town and someone who had not traveled much, I really wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do. So it wasn't until I went to college, graduated from college, and obviously was older did I understand it's a special opportunity that not many people get. So not only are you going overseas to play basketball, but it's an opportunity to explore different countries and experience different cultures. And I was young at the time when I first went, which was to Italy.
Wow.
So I got homesick.
Because you played overseas, but this wasn't until after college.
So we won the national championship at Texas Tech in '93.
Yes, I remember that.
And so I didn't graduate then. I still had a semester left. So I went overseas to Italy. I was there for about 4 or 5 months, and I got homesick.
Wow.
So I came home. And at that time, honestly, I didn't even think about, well, if I go back home, what am I going to do? Because there was no WNBA at the time. So when I came back home from being in Italy, I went back to Texas Tech, finished, graduated, got my degree. And, I always say God kind of put me at the right place at the right time. Because when I came back from overseas, was when the national team was formed in '95, '96, and then I played in the Olympics in '96. Then the WNBA started.
You know what? That was what I was. Great segue into my next question, because how was that experience, like playing for the Olympics? Like, it's not happening anymore, So how was that experience? Like, you were in you done broke some records.
Well, growing up. My role model, my idol was, from a basketball standpoint, was Michael Jordan.
Right.
And he's still my idol today.
Yeah. Because that's your nickname.
I didn't give myself that nickname.
I know.
I didn't do that.
Man,
That's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
Michael Jordan was, to me, I don't think there'll ever be another Michael Jordan, but that's a whole nother topic. But because I didn't have an opportunity to watch females play basketball on television, that's who I looked up to. And I honestly had set a goal for myself growing up. And I said, here are some things I want to do with my life. And one of those goals was to someday play in the Olympics. And of course, people looked at me and said, yeah, don't we all want to do that? That's funny. But I said, no, that will really happen. And when I finally had an opportunity to do that, not only represent your family or your hometown or your school, you're representing your country. To me, it just doesn't get any better than that. You're playing alongside some of the best in the game, and you're getting an opportunity to play against the best from other countries. It absolutely was a very special moment to me. So to have an opportunity to do it 3 times.
3 times.
Absolutely was special.
Man, not 1, not 2, but 3. Gosh, that's so amazing. And then after that, you were the first player to be signed to the WNBA, right? Now, can you take us back to that moment? Were you nervous? Because I know, for me, when I started DJing, it wasn't popular for females to DJ. I was carrying crates of records and stuff like that, getting talked down. Yeah, and all that, right? And so, how was that? Because you had people, I remember, people talking about, man, they got a women's league, they gonna dunk. But I played basketball in high school. I'm, not Cheryl Swoopes, and I was so excited that we had a basketball league for women. Just take us back to that, where you, during that time.
Well, so you said, can I take us back there? That was a while ago.
Not long, that wasn't that long.
No, it was. Yes, it was. So the league is in its 23rd season, this season. So I remember playing in the '96 Olympics, and immediately after the Olympics were over in Atlanta, having a conversation with Val Ackerman. And Val Ackerman, I don't know if you remember or not, she was the first commissioner of the WNBA. And Val had this vision of what she wanted the league to be like. And also David Stern, who was the commissioner of the NBA at the time, was so supportive. And, he put his stamp on it and said, yes, we're going to do this thing. And we're going to make sure that the league is around for a while, hopefully forever. So to me, it was a no-brainer at that moment, because at the time there was the other league, I say, and that was the ABL. And then the WNBA started after the ABL. So a lot of players immediately went to play in the ABL because they had no idea that the WNBA was going to start. I kind of had some conversations,
right,
with some other people, so I knew what was going to happen. And to me, anytime the NBA is going to support you and they're going to have their stamp on something to be behind you, I felt like it was going to be a great league and it was going to be successful. So it was a no-brainer, right, to be a part of the WNBA. And when you say, was I nervous? I was excited, and probably just like you were when you started your career, there was absolutely nerves. There's some anxiety, there's some excitement. And for me, I probably was nervous because I looked at it like this is my league. Being the first player to sign with the WNBA, that's a lot of responsibility. And also hearing people say, well, there have been professional leagues before and they didn't last, why would this one be any different? So of course there were huge expectations and a lot of responsibility, but it was a challenge that I was pretty excited about. And after I signed with the league and understanding what my role would be and what would be expected of me, it just became something where I said, all right, this is a challenge I got in front of me, and I'm going to do my part to make sure we're successful and that the league will be around for many years to come.
And you did too, because the comments, man.
We right.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, okay. Well, shoot. So, but you know what? During that time, did you that was when you got your first shoe deal? Because you were the only. Are you still the only? No. You're the only female to this day.
Well, so let me try and clarify something. Okay. So I feel like I was kind of like a first with a lot of things in the WNBA. The first thing was, once I signed, WNBA starts, then I get pregnant, right? And it was hard for me to keep that to myself, but it was also very important for me to do it until, everybody talks about the first trimester. That's the most important time during a pregnancy. And so once I found out, got through that, I then went to the league. I then went to Nike and had a conversation with them. And I honestly, because it hadn't really been done before, not so public, and I really had no idea what their response would be, what their reaction would be. But I can tell you the WNBA was so supportive and said, listen, you do what you got to do. You go have your child and, we're here for you, whatever you need. And Nike did the same thing. Nike was very supportive and to this day continue to be supportive of everything that I do. So that first season in the WNBA with the Comets was an interesting one. Winning a championship, and I had my son on June 25th, 1997, the day the league started. The day the league started. And that's how everybody keeps up with how old he is, because of the league. And I immediately, after giving birth, went to my doctor and said, all right, can I go back and play? Not because I knew that I would be in shape and ready to go. I knew that would not happen, but it was important for me to be a part of the first inaugural WNBA season. So about 7 weeks after giving birth, I was back out on the court.
Whoa.
Girl, but was overweight, out of shape.
Whoa.
It was not what I expected,
7
but I was
weeks?
happy. Yeah, I was happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, wow. You are really, you a soldier. Because that is like, yes.
But you know why that was important to me? Because I always look at situations and say it's bigger than me.
Right.
There's a bigger picture. And I feel like there's so many women out there who feel like they have to either sacrifice their career or they have to sacrifice their family. And I felt like, granted, my profession was a little different than most women out there, but I wanted to be able to show women it's possible. You can be a successful career woman, and you can be a successful mom, have a successful family. You just have to understand how to balance it all and make sure you have, supportive people around you. And I was very blessed and very fortunate that I was able to have those people in my circle that understood my goals, my drive, what was important to me, and I had their support.
Right, man. Ooh, because you're preaching to me. I'm like, because it is hard to balance.
It is hard.
I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I'm like, golly, you know.
Well, because you don't, like, you want, in your case, your daughter, you want your daughter to know that you're there for her,
Mm-hmm.
No matter what it is she's going through, no matter what it is that she needs. But at the same time, you got a life. You got to pay the bills. You have a career, right?
Mm.
And unfortunately, because we are women, we get judged a little different than men, especially in the workplace.
Right.
So you can't let your being a mom and wanting to take care of your family, you can't let that take away from your job and your performance and your career.
Right.
And I felt very blessed that I was able to do both. And it helped that my son loved basketball. He loved track.
He was born. I think he was born into it.
He was.
So does he still play basketball?
He does. He will be 22
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Like,
Ooh.
I'm getting old. He plays for the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley.
All right.
5th year senior. Just has all the talent and ability in the world, and I probably sound like a proud mom, but I am.
Yeah,
I was very fortunate to have him around, and he traveled with me. And what I really loved about it was not just about what he saw in his mom, but being able to see all of these strong, confident women take care of business on the court. And I feel like because of that, because he was around, I feel like he has a whole new appreciation or different perspective of what women are capable of.
Man, that's a great story. Whew, let me stay on task because I love listening to people's stories because you never know what. Everybody always sees the end result and they don't know about the meat in the middle of the sandwich. They just see the end result and don't know the struggles and what you had to do to get there because now we live. Yeah, and we
all
live
have them.
In such an instant society now. Everybody thinks it's supposed to happen like right now. But so let's go ahead and talk about, it's the summertime and we trying to get our kids into activities, okay? And because I know I am. So let's talk about what you got going on in H-Town, June the 22nd.
24th.
4th.
June 24th through the 27th.
Okay.
So the first one is I'm actually doing a basketball camp.
For
June
girls.
24th through the 27th for girls.
Yes, for girls, ladies.
And it's in Katy. At Katy, I mispronounce the name of the school all the time. Paetow? Katy Paetow.
Yeah, you can repeat it because I'm
Katy,
excited.
Paetow.
There you go.
That?
How about that?
June 24th through 27th. And there are 3 different sessions that parents can register their kids for at hoopswithswoops.com. But the morning session is from 9 to 12, $100, or they can do 1 to 4 for $100, or they can go all day 9 to 4.
Man, that's a great deal. Okay.
I think so.
I think so too. So, are you gonna teach them like all the basics or like the fundamentals of basketball and all that? But first of all, tell everybody the age group.
So, let me say this because people also ask, why do you only do it for all girls? Not that I discriminate against boys because I have a son.
Exactly.
But I feel like there's so many opportunities that boys have when it comes to sports, not just basketball, but all sports. When it comes to sports, and girls are not giving as many opportunities. So that's why my focus for this particular camp is all girls.
For a lot of things, honestly, somebody, the other day, because this is a community show, we had somebody on here that had a football camp, and they were like, they wanted little girls to come out, and I was like, yes. We need more girls and shoot.
In everything. We do. Yeah. But back to your question because I definitely want to address that topic. 4th through 9th grade.
Okay.
And yes, we're going to work on fundamentals. I just feel like that's a part of the game that is missing. It's kind of lost. Just the simple things from if you're right hand dominant, you really need to work on dribbling with your left hand. To me, people might look and say, especially the older you get, kids are like, I got that. But those are things, even as a professional, when I was playing, that I continued to work on every single day. I spent time working on my strengths because I didn't want it to weaken, right? But I spent more time working on what my weaknesses were.
That's good. Right there.
And a lot of people knew what my favorite move was, and that I was right hand dominant, and so they tried to stop that, right? And most of the time they couldn't.
Right. Exactly.
But I spent more time working on what my weaknesses were because I wanted my weaknesses to become my strengths, and I didn't want people to feel like if they stopped one thing, then I was done. You know, I wanted it to be a thing where if they stopped this move, I had 2 or 3 more moves that I could go to. And those are some of the things that from shooting to passing to ball handling, just really working on the very basic fundamentals of the game, but also giving these girls an opportunity to play some 3-on-3, play 5-on-5, because at the end of the day, that's what they really enjoy doing, right? But you got to spend time working on those fundamentals before you can get to the fun part. And the fun part is taking those fundamentals, putting them in game-like situations, and, you know, just giving them an opportunity to play. And also, for parents out there who might just need a break. You might need a 3-hour break, so just bring your kids, drop them off. They're going to be in great hands, and we'll take care of them.
And come back tired, because they're going to have a good workout, too. So go to sleep and eat up all the food, right, after practice. Man, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought because I just had a whole vivid imagination. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about like having your own league?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been asked that question
really?
before.
So like I thought about that like earlier today and last night, because I know you started playing at a young age, and like, you know, you have your girls or whatnot, and all that kind of extracurricular activities now is missing in the community. Like, it's just missing here. Like, it's missing. I think because the only league, what, is the AAU? That's all I know. I mean,
you know, well, some people call it club basketball, some people call it AAU. I kind of call it the same thing. I think it's the same thing. But that's for younger kids, right? Or through high school. When you say a league, I really hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Now, when I think of league, I'm thinking of giving girls and women an opportunity who don't make it in the WNBA. A place where they can play. You know, obviously the salary probably wouldn't be what it is in the WNBA, but it's an opportunity for you to continue to work on your game in a professional league in hopes of possibly the WNBA picking you up later or an opportunity to go overseas. Like the NBA has the G League now. The WNBA does not have anything like that.
Hey, that might be an idea. Carry me along on the road. I just want to be the DJ in the stadium.
We might have to find a way to make that happen.
Hey, that could be really live.
So anybody out there listening?
I know, right? Swoopes with an old league. So listen, okay, so what's in the future for Cheryl Swoopes? What you got going on after this basketball, after Hoops with Swoopes?
A little bit of everything. You know, I'm so happy and so blessed in where I am in my life today, you know. I just feel like everybody has a journey, you know. We have ups and downs and everything in between. And I'm probably going to do a little shout out right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I have to say to my pastor, Dr. Arisha, at New Light, what's up, Dr. I? And Apostle Hilliard and Pastor Bridget and Pastor P. You know, I walked into their doors a couple of months ago. And I'm not going to get emotional on the radio.
Okay, don't get emotional.
But what I will tell you is, from the time I walked into the doors at New Light, my life has just totally changed. It's like God was like, I just been waiting on you to walk back through these doors because I got a lot of things in store for you. And I feel like ever since I did that, things have just kind of been happening and falling into place. And I always tell people that I feel like my purpose wasn't to play basketball. It was much bigger than that. But I felt like playing basketball was my stage. You know what I mean?
Like a vehicle.
And I feel like what my purpose is to be able to give back to not only young girls, but also young men out there, and really share my story and my journey. Because as you said earlier, people usually only see the end result. They see the pretty picture. They don't see the struggle. They don't see the in-between. They don't see all the hard work. And I feel like I'm in a place right now where I'm very confident in who I am and in my story, and being able to go share that with people. And so since you asked that, I actually just had an opportunity to go speak to the New England Patriots, the rookies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was it was a great moment for me, because I got a chance to share my story with them, and just trying to motivate them a little bit and help them understand the importance of planning your life now, not waiting until the end when it's too late, and doing some work with ESPN, which I was super excited about.
Oh, yes, we need that.
I'm excited about it. So I will tell you and everyone else out there listening, I actually have an audition for them at the end of the month, so keep your fingers crossed for me.
Fingers crossed,
okay?
It's already done. Look,
and
I got chills.
Get on your knees and say a couple of prayers.
Hey,
I am really excited about that.
I am so excited for you, because it's already done. It's already done, sis, because I feel that.
Yes,
I just got chills.
I received that.
Because we need to turn on ESPN and see.
I agree.
I'm
more. Super excited about it.
Man.
And the last thing I want to mention is, so we have actually, I say we, like me and my team, launched culture22.net.
Oh, wow.
And it's, so the website is up, running. You can go take a look at it. But the premise behind it is, I as a former athlete, a former coach, am concerned with where, like, our game is going, the women's game is going. And when you look at the transfer rates every single year, and no one really can put a finger on why is this happening. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing, you know. So what I want to do with culture22.net is just that, is go into these high schools and colleges and try to help them create their culture. And because I feel like culture right now is a big thing. It's a big word. Everyone is discussing it. Everyone's talking about it. And everybody has a different definition of what that means and what it looks like. So it's really an idea of going into, you know, these high schools, colleges, and not just focusing on the coaches and what the coaches see the issues being or think the issues are, but giving these players an opportunity to also talk about what their concerns are or issues, or I really want to try and get into their heads and say, what is it, like, why are you guys transferring so much? So it's an opportunity for the players to talk about it, the coaches to talk about it, but the other piece I feel is being left out are the parents, because the parents play a huge role in where their kids are going to go to school. But I also feel like they're kind of like the middleman when it comes to coaches and their kids, right? And I feel like by having those parents there and having a discussion with the parents and talking to the parents and helping them understand what role they play in the success of their child's future, I feel like is the part that's missing out. So just an opportunity to go around and kind of have that discussion with a lot of different colleges, universities, high schools.
That's definitely
something
needed.
I'm excited about.
That is awesome right there. That's needed. That outreach in the community is needed, and especially, you know, people need to know the real.
Yes.
I think people are fed up with the fakeness. They need to understand and know that we have a friend out here that's real, that has been through something.
Yes.
And look, she didn't make it through. I can make it through too.
Been through a lot, probably more than people know. But you know, it's hard. It's hard to have a real conversation with people nowadays. Because people are afraid I'm going to hurt your feelings or you're going to get mad. And for me, it's not about me thinking I have all the answers, right? But it's about me kind of sharing the experiences I went through as a player who turned to a coach, right? And those experiences that I had as a coach, and being able to kind of see I was a player, so I can relate to the players. I was a coach, I can relate to the coach. I'm a mom of a son in college, so I can relate to the parents.
Yes.
And I just feel like it's a great opportunity for us to kind of start that discussion.
Man, well, I cannot wait until that. Please call me up because I want to be down in any way I can help you. Like,
You can be
all
down
the
with
time,
me on
sister.
a lot.
For real, I'm down. Hey, call me.
Okay.
Listen, tell everybody, let everybody know once again where they could go register and sign up for Hoops with Swoops.
Hoop, no S.
Oh, Hoops, no S. Okay, Hoop with Swoops.
I couldn't decide if it should be Hoops with Swoops or Hoop with Swoops, but it's Hoop with Swoops.
Yeah, Hoop
.com.
with Swoops.
Yeah.
.com.
And it's a very simple, easy registration. Just log in, and it gives you all the different options for whatever session you want. And this will not be the only one.
I was gonna
My
ask
plan
that,
is
yeah.
to actually do more camps throughout the city of Houston, not just, in Katy. I kind of want to reach a lot of different areas. I'm actually going back to my hometown in July, so I'm going to be doing the same thing there. And just really trying to be more involved in the community. I love H-Town.
Hey.
It's home to me, and I'm just excited about things that are coming.
Hey, I'm excited for you. I got to get my daughter out there if she lets me.
Yes,
Right,
you do.
Zoe, you're going. So all the young ladies out there, you play basketball or want to learn about basketball, make sure you head over to our website, 937 The Beat. Click on Supastar. I'm going to have all the information up on my blog. Cheryl, I really appreciate you coming by this morning. You are officially, I don't want to say a citizen, but you are a citizen, a face to beat. Listen, anytime you want to come back by when you have the next camp, please come back and we can talk and chop it up.
I have enjoyed spending time with you. And,
This is the best.
I like you. I admire you.
Yay.
I appreciate what you do and what you stand for. So
I
thank you for
appreciate
having
this,
me.
sis. Well, thank